Okay, I'm going to be picking up where I left off on this hawk head. I'm going to show you a little bit more how I contour feathers after I've shaped them a little bit. So they're laid in, and we're going to turn on my Tornado 1000 and using my Gesswein Power Hand in the same small flame with the flatter side is my preference. You can see I've dug into these areas right here, so I'm going to start doing some more digging in so that I can contour the feathers. I'm just going in at the base of each one of these feathers and giving it just a little bit more depth. That allows me to have some wood to actually contour with. Of course, you have to remove the wood behind to a certain degree. Remember when I first started carving, I would struggle through each one of these steps, and each time I've done it, I've become faster and faster, and certainly more sure of myself and my decisions. I want to do a little bit of undercutting, so I'm being a bit aggressive. Again, these feathers are not as close to the head because they're longer, they're bigger, and the birds do have the ability to lift them up and lay them down. Got my camera set up on a tripod hanging over my work area, and I think this is going to work. Can't always have a cameraman here. Jeff is off to work, so I'm improvising. I'd like to keep these demonstrations coming, showing off this wonderful tool by Gesswein. Let's see how I'm achieving some contour, at least some depth, so that I can get to the contouring in the end here. Just spent a weekend in Strongsville, Ohio at the ODCCA show. Haven't been for 15 years, and it sure was a wonderful event. Everybody was so welcoming. I got to meet many of the people that I've only ever known online, either through the decoy carving forum or through Facebook. And to put even though they have pictures on Facebook of everybody, quite often they don't really look the same as they do in real life. So it's really fun to put a real face to a name that I've known for sometimes years. And the Ohio show has all kinds of really unique events, and one of the things that's wonderful about the show is that people will take their hotel rooms and display all over their beds and the furniture in the hotel room all the different decoys and hunting related items, fish, and the rooms are just kicked open, so you walk around with a cocktail or a beer in hand, going from room to room, visiting with your buddies, meeting new friends. I got to walk through some of the rooms with Pam Wilson from the UK, who's been visiting the United States and making contacts for her the group, the BDWCA, and she's trying to introduce them to Tupelo. And they've been subject to wood, lime wood, which is very like our basswood here in the U.S. And Pam likes to power carve, so her discovery of Tupelo here in the U.S. has left her wanting more. And hopefully she's made some contacts that will start getting a supply of Tupelo over to that part of the world, so they can enjoy the ease of carving and the wonderful qualities Tupelo has to offer. You know, it being so lightweight, you usually don't have to weight your decoys down. They float either just right or a little high, and a little bit of weight will bring them down to the right water line. For decoratives, Tupelo is very versatile for me, not only in the carving but in the wood burning. You can actually move the wood with your wood burner and create little curves at the end of a feather. You can even change your mind and go back and add a little bit of a change in direction in some cases if you need to. I'll be demonstrating that on another video when I'm wood burning these feathers. And again, I want this to be open, loose. These feathers to look light, so I'm trying to be very free with my layout. I bought some new, this new bit, a new, just a brand new one from James Company. It was $15. It's a diamond. Very aggressive if you want it to be, as you can see. like drawing with a pencil using the Gesswein. It's really wonderful. If all I do right now is just outline that back edge of the feather, and then I come back with the point of this diamond and dig into the base to open it up and give me some wood for contouring in the end. You can see I have all of these shaped out, and all I need to do is go in at the base of each one of these feathers, create some depth, and then contour the feather accordingly. We want these to look as if they're coming out from underneath the feather on top of it. I'm just going to quick contour, knock off all these hard edges that would be left for sandpaper otherwise. You can get your piece so close that there's very little sanding needed when you move on to preparing for texture. You notice I always use my pinky as a balancing point. It gives me control. It allows me to still be able to rotate my hand, yet still maintain control and holding on to the bird or the portion of the bird that's being carved at the time. If I'm holding my tool like a hammer, like I would with a Fordham type tool or grinder, I would be using my thumb instead of my pinky, because I would be holding my tool like this and carving like this. This is where I get my stability. When I'm carving, when I'm holding it like a pencil, my stability comes from my pinky. You know, if I try to carve like this, there's nothing keeping that tool from going every which way, so this gives you stability. Kind of leave the ends of these, or the tips of these feathers, so that I can undercut them and then contour them accordingly after the undercut. I imagine where with the quills of these feathers fall on the feather, because that will dictate how you contour it. You want to round up to that quill line, generally speaking, on feathers such as these on the head. So if you do your research and you know in your mind where the quills fall on these feathers, then you can automatically just round towards that quill line where it will fall in the end. Again, it's important to have the shadow that's cast by incandescent lights. You don't get that with fluorescent lights, and the new fluorescent-based halogens and the new types of lighting that save money don't have the same type of qualities yet. I think eventually they will, but I went out and bought as many GE soft white 100-watt bulbs as I could, because you won't find them on the shelves anymore. US and other countries are switching over to the new compact lighting, and it's a good thing. It's just not good for carving. I like to bring my feathers down to the next feather really close and just leave my texturing to define the back edge so that you don't have this thick looking feather when you're all done. I mean, we can hardly see the thickness of a feather for the most part, and you know, often in carving you'll see somebody's carved the feather quite thick, and that's not how I see them. So rather than letting a hard edge of a feather dictate where the feather stops and starts, you have the freedom to add splits and do some fun things with the texturing and even in the burning and painting if you haven't limited yourself to where that feather ends. Again, you know where it ends because you've done the research.